What is a tax deed Quizlet? In this video, we're going to discuss the fun world of a tax deed Quizlet. We're going to go through a whole gamut of things you should know before you invest 1 penny in tax liens or tax deeds. I wouldn't want to do that unless I knew the answers to these questions. So this is key. You gotta listen to this. Through this frame, we're going to talk about the differences between tax liens, tax deeds, how the counties bring them to sale, what to look for and what not to look for, and how to get prepared for these so-called auctions. Wait, what is an auction? Maybe that could be part of the Quizlet. Okay, so there you go. Now, stick around to the very end. I got a little gift for you for passing your Quizlet. Number 1, thumbs up, thumbs down, do all that fun stuff, comment, and maybe come up with your own Quizlet questions. What is a tax deed Quizlet? A Quizlet is a study tool often offers flashcards, quizzes, and other learning resources, okay? So let's understand the differences. What is a tax lien versus a tax deed? Answers, Bueller, as they say. A tax lien and a tax deed are really the same thing, okay? The only difference between the two is when the county allows you to get involved. When a tax lien comes up, I know automatically there's a redemption period. It's probably less than 3 years. There's an interest rate. It's probably from 16 to 20%. And all you're doing is buying 1 year's taxes. You're not going in and buying every year taxes. That's called a tax deed. So I'm putting up a few $1,000s in taxes on that. I'm going to be offered an interest rate and there'll be a redemption period. At the end of that redemption period, 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, whatever the case is, you will have the opportunity to foreclose on the property. Whereas a tax deed is like the other side of that. A tax lien doesn't become a tax deed until the redemption period is over. If I go to a tax deed sale, it's already gone through 3 to 4 years of nobody paying. And so I go in there and I put up the money for those delinquent taxes and I get the property. Okay, there is no mortgage on it, there's no nothing. It wipes out all of those things. So those are the two on that. Our first question, very good job. Okay, research and due diligence. Tax lien and tax deed laws. Tax liens and tax deeds investing laws vary by state to state. Not only that, it varies by county to county. Knowing that a state is a tax lien or a tax deed is never enough. There could be several sub areas below that you're not even aware of. I mean, for instance, in Indiana, they have a tax lien state, but they also have a supplemental sale that's called the commissioner's sale that really looks like a tax lien, smells like a tax lien, but acts like a tax deed. You're buying a lien on a property, and it could only have 3 or 4 months on a redemption period with a 10% penalty. And although they call it a tax lien, if you don't foreclose within 30 days of the 4-month period, you lose the property. So I call that a tax deed. So be very careful at just saying this is only a tax deed state. Some offer only tax liens, some offer tax deeds on the surface, but there could be more under that. If it's a tax deed state, they're not going to say, oh, by the way, we have tax liens too. Or wait, even that's different. California is a tax deed state that can offer tax liens. So there you go. I defied myself. The guru got it wrong. Delinquency and penalties. Once a property is delinquent on their property tax, there is either an interest rate or a penalty applied to that. Whether anybody buys that lien or not, if the property comes in late, there's going to be an interest rate on it, or there might be a penalty. That's how those things are established, but the state is what establishes what that interest rate or penalty is. A few of them out there have variances. Like for instance, in Maryland, there is a 6-month to 2-year redemption period, and it can be 18 to 24%, and the municipality can choose that. Notice of delinquency. What does that mean? After taxes become delinquent, the local tax authority usually sends out a notice to the property owner. The notice typically includes the amount owed, penalties, and information about the next step are to pay it or not paid, what will happen then. Okay, that's when a tax lien certificate would be issued. What's really important in our little Quizlet to understand is redemption period. A redemption period is very clear. That is Again, this is why these work so well. When I buy a tax lien certificate, you're not taking somebody's house, you're buying them time. The county's like, look, we need the money, so we'll sell it so we can use the money for schools, roads, bridges, fire department, police department, et cetera. In the meantime, whoever puts the money up there is going to get the penalty or interest rate that we would have charged anyways. And on top of that, we're going to give the property owner 2 years, 3 years, 1 year more to get their act together and pay this off. A tax deed sale is a final act. There is no such thing as a tax deed sale for somebody that's been 1 year delinquent on their property taxes. No. They have to be delinquent a minimum of 4 years. Typically, it's even 5 years on that. So you're not going to have to worry about going to get the milk and coming back and losing your property. Foreclosure process. In some states, the process of enforcing a tax lien is to sell the property at a sale. Okay, that is a foreclosure process on that. So what they're going to do is they're going to notify everybody that's got a financial interest in that property, banks, seconds, the owner, saying, guys, at this point, enough is enough. We need our money. We need it now. Okay, property information. You need to understand before purchasing a tax lien certificate, thoroughly research the property, not just the county and how it works. I want to know what the value of that property is, what would happen if that market went down, all those things. Look, I'm buying a couple $1,000 lien on the property, but if the values go down, the underlying security in all of this investment is how much is the property worth. If the property is not worth anything and I get it, well, it's kind of a bad investment. So you need to make sure you do that. So review property records. Number one, look up the property in the county's assessor or online office. Okay. Number two, the county's assessor data card for the property will provide details about this. Number three, conduct a thorough title search to ensure there are no outstanding liens, such as IRS liens or any other claims that might survive the tax deed sale if they don't notify them. Verify if the property has any code violations, pending fines that might transfer to the new owner, or a state lien that we've talked about in other videos, and confirm the property's boundaries to ensure the zone has the intended use you want for it, okay? Physical inspection of the property. This gets a little tricky because it's not like you're going to an open house, but you want to study the condition of the property as best as possible. How does the roof look from the street? Or is there weeds growing out of the gutter? Is there a Chevelle on the front lawn with a keg of beer on the porch? I mean, things like that. Environmental issues could cause some big problems. Financing or budgeting. Preparing for a tax sale requires you to have some money. So you need to make sure that you've got all your money available. Where's that money coming from? And when is the money due? So how does the county want their money? Also, listen, buyer beware, okay? When you buy a tax deed at a tax sale, you get all the warts and scrapes and scabs. In some of those previous things we talked about the research, you better look at that. The county doesn't have to notify the IRS, and the IRS is not a big deal. I just want to know if that's the case. If there's an IRS lien and they haven't notified them, I go, okay, well, I'm going to have to notify them. They have 120 days, and how would that affect my deal? It's little things like that. So look, this is our little Quizlet. A lot of things you need to know about tax liens and tax deeds. This is just the beginning of the surface. I mean, I've got 3-day classes that I teach on this. But for you, I've got a free gift. I've got a brand new course I'm going to give you for free. Gratis, no dinero. All you have to do is go down to the link below, type in or click the link, higginsmethod.com. Go there, answer a few small questions, and I will send you out my brand new course for free. I think it's my best work ever. I'll let you be the decision maker on that. This is Saen Higgins saying you passed. Congratulations. We'll see you out there.